Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the What a Juice channel, and welcome back to the Chicago Cougars Relocation franchise here on MLB The Show 22. And this is a special day. This is a historic moment in the Cougars franchise. This is the first ever playoff game in Cougars history. For 3 seasons, we were below 500. We were the laughingstock of the league. Everybody made fun of us. Nobody took us seriously. But then in season number 4, GM Juice took over for real. And he said, I am tired of it. I want to make the postseason. I want to win a World Series. And I want to hold up that silverware at the end of the day. So we are on track to do that. We made some huge trades at the deadline that may have bolstered our team and helped us get there. We didn't win the division. The Astros were just too good. And actually, it wasn't even really the Astros. It was us choking it at the end because we got swept by the Baltimore Orioles, who were like 50 wins before we beat them, or before they beat us. They were in like the low 50s in wins, and we got swept by them at the end of the season. So that didn't help us. That gave the Astros the division back, and then we couldn't reclaim it from there. So that sucked, but we do end up making the playoffs. We're only a wild card team, and we have a 1-game playoff in today's episode that decides whether or not we move on to the ALDS or not. If we beat the Yankees, we will play the Houston Astros in the ALDS in the next episode. If we don't beat the Yankees, our postseason will be one and done. So let's hope that doesn't happen. I hope you guys are excited. I am. This is a historic moment. Remember where you were when you watched the Chicago Cougars for the first time in the postseason. It is an historic moment. I hope you guys are ready. I know I am. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, because we're only going up from here. Next season, I expect winning the division. I'm expecting a bye. I'm expecting 100+ wins. I'm expecting the moon and more for this team next year. But this is just the start, so I hope we're ready. Let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see, we're in the postseason. We know this because at the end of the last episode, we got here. If you want to take a look quickly at the rest of the bracket, we've got Cleveland and Toronto, and then the winner of us versus the Yankees go against the Astros. Then on the National League side of things, you've got the Cubs and the Phillies, and then the winner of Rockies and Braves will take on the Dodgers. So that is your postseason for 2024-2025. Or I guess 2025, since this whole year has basically been 2025. So I mentioned in the last episode that we were going to take a look at the stats because we didn't do it at the end of the last episode. So we will take a look at the stats for the team. Jazz Chisholm, our leadoff man, he had a good year. He had a better year than he did last year by 1 on his home runs and his RBIs. He had 134 games played, 23 home runs, 72 RBIs, hit 260. Had a 467 slugging, 805 OPS, pretty decent season from Mr. Smooth Jazz. He had a really good year, and I'm happy to have him on the team. Then we got this man, absolute game changer, Bryce Harper. In the 2 games that we played with him, I don't know if we would have won those games without him. He was a difference maker in both of those games. He played in 139 games between Philly and us. He had 30 home runs, 95 RBIs. He hit 319, which is the best he's hit since 2017. So that's crazy. 555 or 556 slugging, a 962 OPS. He had a 7.5 WAR. This man was a legit game changer. Yordan Alvarez, we brought him in a trade in the offseason, I think. And he played in 141 games for us, 36 home runs, so it's not as dominant as he was last season, but he still performed when we needed him to. 103 RBIs, a 302 average, which is the best since his rookie season, where he only played in 87 games in his rookie year. So this is technically his best year because he played in so many more games. He had a 569 slugging, 948 OPS, and a 4.5 WAR, 4.5 WAR. Then he got the polar bear Pete Alonso, who along with Yordan Alvarez, definitely cooled down in terms of the home run totals, but still had a really solid season. 38 home runs, 107 RBIs, 283 average, 531 slugging, 895 OPS. Really good season from Pete Alonso. Austin Riley, talk about game changers. I mean, Bryce Harper was a game changer, but this dude right here, absolute monster. He was an MVP candidate for most of the season until kind of cooled off a little bit at the end. 37 home runs, though, 94 RBIs, 278 average, 535 slugging, 879 OPS. Really solid pickup for us. I'm so happy we made the trade for him. Oneil Cruz, in I think his first season as the full-time starter, maybe last year was the first season as full-time, so I can't remember when he took over as the starting shortstop. I think it was this season. I don't remember. But 17 home runs, 14 RBIs. He's not really much of a power guy or an RBI guy. He's more of a put the ball in the outfield and I'll steal a bunch of bases and stuff, although he only has 10 stolen bases. 264 average, 479 slugging, 803 OPS. Had a 3.7 WAR, the best of his career. Really good season from him. Alejandro Kirk, all-star starting catcher for the American League this year. 18 home runs, 66 RBIs, 274 average, 429 slugging, 778 OPS. And then you've got a 2.9 WAR. Just what can you say? I mean, he was a stud. He was a freaking stud this year. Sean Murphy kind of cooled down. As you can see, he has the cold thing next to his name too. So kind of cooled down a little bit. 18 home runs, 53 RBIs, 220 average, 370 slugging, 660 OPS. I'm hoping that he's not starting to regress, but he might be, which makes me concerned because he's a free agent this year. So either we're just going to re-sign him and then trade him, or we're just going to let him walk in free agency. I haven't fully decided yet. Do we stick with Alejandro Kirk as our starting catcher, which could be a possibility, but I mean, Sean Murphy's been here the entire time. We've kept him around through the transition from Oakland to Chicago, and he's performed very well. He's been an all-star starter he was at least an all-star one of these seasons. He played in 161 games 2 years in a row. I mean, he's just a stud. He's just a freaking stud. And to see him regress is going to suck. Then you got Christian Pache, who only played in 54 games. He's only in the starting lineup because of Julio Rodriguez got injured. He broke his ankle. He's going to miss probably the entire postseason. Maybe the entire postseason. But in the 130 games that he did play in, he had 26 home runs, 65 RBIs, a 248 average, 474 slugging, 804 OPS. Obviously his best season as a pro, but I mean, he only played in 68 games last season, 39 games the year before. So I mean, he hasn't really got an opportunity like he did this year. So that's why his numbers are so inflated. But that's the starting lineup. Then you go to the bench. Tetsuya Yamada only played in 2 games this year. Didn't really get a whole lot to prove. Joe Adell played in 28 games, 6 strikeouts, no stolen bases though. Thought that with his 90-something speed, he'd be able to steal, but he doesn't look like he did it very much. He had a decent season for what it is. Then you got Robert Poisson, only played in 4 games because he got called up during the September call-ups. Murakami, 14 games, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs, 286 average. He was more just a bench guy. CJ Abrams, 39 games he played in, no home runs, 6 RBIs, 242 average, 315 slugging, 639 OPS. So, I mean, the numbers look good, but that's just a very, very small sample size in 39 games. And that is the lineup for the big boys. I don't think we can see the AAA stats are all gone because of the playoffs and whatnot. So let's go take a look at the pitching rotation, then we can jump into this one-off playoff game. Shohei Ohtani had a fantastic season being from the Rockies and in Chicago. 19-9, was a candidate for the Cy Young this year. I think he won it last year. No, he didn't. He's won it. Maybe he won it this year in 2022. I can't remember exactly. He won it one year in the save, I'm pretty sure. 19-9. He had a 2.77 ERA, a 105 whip, and he had a 5.0 WAR. This man was dealing. Absolutely dealing. 215 strikeouts, I think, was top 2 or maybe even led the league in strikeouts this year. Shane Bieber, another guy that we brought in at the trade deadline, 17-8. These two guys were absolutely phenomenal changes to this team. We needed guys that are established like this. A 3.23 ERA, 201 strikeouts, a 1.22 whip. He also had a 5.1 WAR, This man was a game changer. He was a game changer. Then you got Dylan Cease, his first full season here in Chicago, 13-8. He had 194 strikeouts, 4.58 ERA. I'd like to see that drop a little bit. A 1.32 WHIP and a 2.6 WAR. So he had a good season too. Then we got Tarek Skubal, who I enjoyed pitching with when we pitched with him. 13-10, coming over, splitting between Detroit and Chicago. Then he had 180 strikeouts, 3.85 ERA, a 1.25 WHIP, and a 2.6 WAR. And our final guy, Jack Leiter, who we've kind of groomed this entire franchise so far, has had his best season, 15-9 in 32 games started. He had 197 strikeouts, a 4.0 WHIP, or a 4.0 ERA. If he had a 4.0 WHIP, I'd be terrified. A 4.0 ERA, a 1.36 WHIP, and a 1.8 WAR. So obviously he had his best season as a professional, and he has finally maybe started to establish himself as a really good pitcher. Then you go into the bullpen. You got Jackson Jobe, who in 46 games had 4 wins, 1 loss, 2 saves. He had 73 strikeouts, a 5.03 ERA. He had a .2 WAR. Good year for him. And then Hunter Green, we called up from AAA at the September call-ups. Evan McMahon, I don't know how I feel about Evan McMahon. He's an 80 overall. He's an A potential. 82 games. He had 4 wins and 5 losses. He had 3 blown saves, though, which worries me. And I think one of those happened when we were playing. And then 102 strikeouts, 3.53 ERA, a 1.19 WHIP, and a 1.6 WAR. Then you got Yamamoto, who we brought up with September call-ups, I think, or he's just up here now, I guess. I don't know. James Karinchak, in 51 games played, had 3 and 5 wins, 5 losses, 3 wins, 4 saves, 3 blown saves. He had 73 strikeouts, 3.21 ERA, a 1.03 WHIP, and a 1.5 WAR. Jeffrey Springs, 42 games played, 4 and 4, 4 saves, 3 blown saves, 47 strikeouts, 2.68 ERA, a 1.17 WHIP, and a .6 WAR. And our closing pitcher, Garrett Crochet, had a 1-3 record, 45 saves, which is really good, and 48 strikeouts, 1.7 ERA, 1.01 WHIP, and a 1.0 WAR. So I like the depth in the bullpen. I trust our bullpen, and I trust our starters to be able to get this one game done. I really do. I believe in us. I think we can do it. I'm ready to play this game against the New York Yankees. Basil Cabrera has back stiffness. He can get benched there, I guess. We can. What's the inbox telling me? Don't care. Whatever. All right, Yankees and Cougars. One game to decide who is going to go and take on the Houston Astros. It is going to be a massive game. We're going with our best guy. Shohei's on the bump for us. Garrett Cole's on the bump for them. We've got everybody rested. Everybody's ready to go. It's fair game, even play. Chisholm, then probably... Do we want to go Harper hitting 2? That's a little strange. Usually we have Julio Rodriguez in that spot. It seemed to work when Harper was hitting 2 last game, so I guess that doesn't really matter. Harper 2, Alvarez 3, Alonso 4, Riley 5, Cruz 6, 7 is Kirk, 8 is Murphy, and 9 is Pache. All right, one game to win it. Here we go. Let's jump in.
And welcome into the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. MLB The Show brings you the American League Wild Card game. It's the New York Yankees taking on the Cougars. Along with Chris Singleton, I'm John Sciambi. For these two teams, Chris, the season comes down to a winner-take-all wild card game for a chance to advance to the American League Division Series.
Yeah, and it's a tough situation for both these teams to be in, Boog. I mean, they've had terrific seasons. They each deserve to be in the postseason, but only one of them is going to be able to continue playing after today. The other's going to have to take it to the house. So there's a lot of pressure to be under after such a long season, but it's the reality that they're facing right now.
Yep, a difficult spot to be in, but it sure makes it exciting for the fans. First pitch coming your way next. All right, just about set to go. And on the hill, the big righty, Shohei Ohtani. What do we need to know here about the right-hander?
Yeah, and when he's on, he's a real treat to watch. I've become a fan myself. You know, he often takes the pressure off of his hitters to score a lot.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. One game to decide the future of both organizations this season, and that is going to be a first quick out for the Cougars. Ohtani gets the nod against the New York Yankees, and in the little opening they had the graphic for like the franchise's history in the postseason and stuff. That's because we obviously inherited the Oakland A's history, so that was all their stuff. But this is the official first appearance in the postseason for the Chicago Cougars. So don't think that we've been in the playoffs before, because that was the Oakland A's. That's a whole different franchise. That's a whole different thing. It's kind of like how the Oklahoma City Thunder inherited all of the Seattle Supersonics history and stuff, even though it's a completely different franchise in a different city. Think of it that way. So this is the first ever appearance of the Cougars, and a lot of these guys' first ever appearance in the playoffs. Smooth Jazz Chisholm going up against Garrett Cole. We've definitely got our work cut out for us, that is for sure. Oh, great play at second, but 85 speed Jazz Chisholm's too good, too quick, and that is a first leadoff hitter of the game, first playoff hit in franchise history, and Bryce Harper. When you can have Bryce Harper as your number 2 hitter in your lineup, you know you've done something right. And that is 2 runners on in our first 2 appearances in the postseason. Yordan Alvarez taking on Garrett Cole. And Yordan will smoke that ball into the outfield, but it'll be foul territory. Come on, Yordan. You've been so clutch for us at the end of the season. That's on me. That's on me. I thought that ball was going to dive really quickly into a ball. It did not, obviously, and I completely just froze on it. That's on me. I should have swung at it. I probably would have gotten a base hit out of it or something like that, but that one's my fault. Oh! Garrett Cole leaves the knuckle curve in the middle of the zone. Santa Maria! 3-run home run for the Polar Bear. His first postseason home run, I think. Did he play in the postseason with the Mets? He might have. I don't know if he had a home run with the Mets, though, in the postseason. I don't know, but Pete Alonso delivers. Gets the Cougars on the board in the first inning. That's a good way to start. Boom! You can't leave a knuckle curve right down Main Street for the Polar Bear. He's going to smack it out of the park every single opportunity he gets. Unfortunately, Austin Riley couldn't do the same, and he will foul that, or not foul it, he will send that to shallow center. Shortstop makes the play on it, and there's 2 outs. And now we get O'Neal Cruz, the real deal O'Neal. And he will send that to left field. That's got some carry to it. O'Neal, almost an automatic double, but that is a 2-out double for Cruz. Yeah, give him it. Give him the hook 'em. Give him the hook 'em. All right, Alejandro Kirk. And that is going to be a ball. Maybe they should have gone with another pitcher. Garrett Cole seems to be out of his element here. Maybe the bright lights are too big for him. There's a ball. You going to walk my starting catcher? Well, my all-star catcher. I shouldn't have swung. Idiot, 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 idiot. I shouldn't have swung. But Pete Alonso gets the job done enough. 3-run shot on the knuckle curve. Yankees, by the way, have Juan Soto, who we've already faced in the first inning, who led the league in home runs with 50-something. So Juan Soto is certainly an issue that we're going to have to deal with. We tried to sign Juan Soto. That's another little storyline, a little wrinkle that I didn't even put together till just now. This past offseason, this is the first season that Soto is with the Yankees. He just was a free agent last year. It was basically us and the Yankees bidding for Juan Soto in the offseason. I almost wanted that to be an automatic double. But it was us and the Yankees bidding for Juan Soto, and the Yankees just happened to pay a little bit more, and they won the war for him. So a little bit of a wrinkle, an extra wrinkle that we didn't know about. Or at least I didn't realize until just now. You always love those kind of storylines and stuff. We'll see if he made the right choice or not. Did Juan Soto make the right choice? Did Shohei Ohtani make the right choice getting traded here? We also were trying to sign Shohei Ohtani, but he signed with the Rockies a couple years ago. Big strikeout there by Shohei. And now we got Wilson Contreras. 1-2 count now after the foul ball. 2 outs. Come on, Shohei. Deliver. That's why you're the ace of this team. Big strikeout in a much-needed area. That's why you're the ace right there. Sean Murphy leads us off in the bottom of the second. And Murphy will lead us off. Good play. I thought that was going to get into the outfield. I guess it wasn't high enough. Kind of died pretty quickly. Ooh, not good. That was off like the end of the bat, literal end of the bat or something. That was pretty ugly. All right, Jazz, smooth Jazz. Let us started this game off with a single. Let's see if he can do something again. Yes, he can. Back-to-back singles for smooth Jazz. All right. Ooh, a little bump. That's not Derek Jeter anymore. All right, we've got a runner on first with 2 outs, and we've got Bryce. All right, Bryce. Nope, they're going to try and pitch out thinking that Jazz is going to steal. I don't really feel like stealing. I mean, 66 steal is pretty good, but with 2 outs, I think I just let Bryce do his thing here. And Bryce, his thing is to fly out to center field. That's what Bryce Harper does. All right, the end of the second. You know what? We could just go the rest of the game without scoring as long as we can hold them to no runs. I hate Colton Wong, man. Colton Wong always produces against me, and I hate it so much. Luckily, on this occasion, Bryce Harper is able to get it. Roderick Arias, the starting shortstop for the New York Yankees, and he's going down swinging. Second out of the inning. 5 strikeouts in Shohei's first wild card game. I think his first ever playoff appearance. Did the Angels make the playoffs one year? I don't. Angels might have made the playoffs, like in 2019 or something. I can't remember, honestly. 1-2 count to Jordan, bottom 3. And that was a missile that just curves foul. Garrett Cole, you got to be careful, man. You cannot put these lobs where my power hitters are going to be smoking them. Garrett Cole is like playing with fire here. He's already down 3-0. That's going to drop. Jordan gets a leadoff single. And now we got the polar bear. He already did some damage in his first at-bat. Can he do even more? Yes, he can. Single for Pete Alonso. Moves Jordan to second. And now we've got good old Austin Riley. Come on, Austin. Give me some goods. Nope, not swinging at that. Almost got me to swing at it, but I'm not swinging at it. 2-1. Nobody out. Garrett Cole's going to force something. He didn't force it enough. I'm not going to do it because if either one of my guys is going to get thrown out, either it's going to be Jordan at third or Pete Alonso at second. So I'm not going to risk that and waste an out. O'Neal Cruz got a double last time. They made him go fishing for it, but he was able to carry it over. He's got sneaky power. You wouldn't think that he'd have like crazy good power, but he does. Shortstop makes the play. And there's 2 quick outs, so we have runners on first and second, but nobody can move them any further. Alejandro Kirk. I shouldn't have swung at that pitch. That still makes me mad. And that is not going to be able to get through the infield. Usually Kirk is good about getting those runs in, but he couldn't do it on that occasion. And it's Juan Soto, 0 for 1 today. Almost 1 for 2. Juan Soto is one of the most dangerous hitters in all of baseball. And he almost sent that one away. He is getting real close. If we're not careful, he's going to make one of these fair. You should have hit that for a home run, Juan. That one's a mistake. Or that was a miss. That was a misplaced ball from Shohei and a missed hit by you. You should have had that. That was similar to the knuckle curve that Garrett Cole threw to Pete Alonso that he sent over the wall. Jared Kelenic, another guy that I had my eye on from the Mariners. Looks like he's made his way to New York. That's going to be at least a double. If Harper can get there quickly, it's only going to be a double. And it will be just a double. But it's a one-out double. Kelenic is a really good player. All right, Scott Everett to the plate. And Scott Everett will advance Kelenic to third. And Harper couldn't make the play. Bryce. That's a run scored because Kelenic goes in. Wow. Bryce Harper fails to make the play, and the Yankees get a run in. I thought Bryce was going to make that play. I guess not. Maybe I didn't have the right angle on it. I don't know. Something was wrong there. 3-2 count, catches Christian Arroyo looking, and Ohtani gets out of the inning with 1 run scored. So minimal damage. We're into the bottom of the 4th. How long do we think Garrett Cole goes? I guess it depends on how much damage we can do in these upcoming innings. Murphy's going to get a double, although Soto's making some good work on it. Send him. Go, Murphy. Dig, dig, dig. Unhook the plow. Oh, it was a bad throw anyway, so they wouldn't have got him anyway. Sean Murphy, leadoff double. Let's get that run back. Let's get that insurance run back. Christian Pache. Not swinging at that. Not swinging at that. Come on, Christian. Anything in the outfield probably doesn't get him home. He's only got 28 speed, so Murphy doesn't get home with anything in that. If it's deep in the corner, like in the left center gap or the right center gap, maybe. But other than that, yeah, see this? I can't send him home. Not on 28 speed. He might have been able to make it, but this is a postseason. This is the postseason. We can't be risking runs like that. So all Jazz has got to do is something, well, anything really in play gets Murphy home. Except for that. Except for that. I guess I was wrong. Not everything in play gets him home. Come on, Bryce. Anything but a double play, and we have our extra run back. Thank you. That's exactly what I wanted. And now we send him home, and Sean Murphy should be able to get there. Yes, we do. Bryce Harper delivers. We get our insurance run back, and it's back to a 3-run game. Plus, Soto had a bad throw to second base, and Pache was able to get there. Don't swing. Tried to check. Tried to check on it. Ooh, ugly, ugly, ugly. I'm sorry you had to watch that. That was ugly. But we got our insurance run back. It's 4-1 now, top 5. Contreras will send that to Jazz at second base, and Jazz will easily make the play on it, and that's a quick first out. Colton Wong, I hate you. Absolutely hate you. Only because he played for the Cardinals. And in MLB The Show, he's really tough for me to get out. I don't know. You know how, I don't know if anybody's else is like this, but when I play MLB The Show, there's certain guys that you go against on a consistent basis that you just struggle to get out. And Colton Wong is one of those guys. Luckily for me, today, it's not one of those days where I struggle to get him out. But also, like Kyle Young, or not, is it Kyle Young? What's his name? It's Kyle something, for the Mariners. He's the center fielder. Kyle Lewis? Is it Kyle Lewis? I can't remember his name. The center fielder for the Mariners. He's just one of those guys in MLB The Show that's just so hard for me to get out. I don't know why. He's not like an amazing player. He's a good player, but I don't know what it is. I think it's Kyle Lewis. All right, Garrett Cole's going to go to the 5th. Pete Alonso, 2 for 2 on the night. Make that 2 for 3. That looked like it was going to be a good pitch for like a double or maybe even a home run again, but I didn't get the PCI around it in time. Austin Riley. He's really cooled down these last couple episodes. He was like really hot at the beginning of the season, but he's really cooled down, and that would have been a base hit if the shift wasn't on. But unfortunately, it's not the season where the shift is going to be abolished. So still have to deal with it, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. O'Neal Cruz, no shift on him, and that's going to be a base hit with 2 outs. I might steal. I might steal with this one. Especially because Garrett Cole's a righty. So I know he has 42 steal, which kind of sucks, but 99 speed usually gets it done. 99 speed, able to beat Wilson Contreras, and O'Neal Cruz takes a bag. Just wait till if we get to the World Series and we try to steal a base, then somebody will get a taco, a free taco from Taco Bell. 1-2 count to Alejandro Kirk. And that is going to be another run scored. I'm sending him home. You're not going to beat 99 speed. He didn't even try. 4-run lead. The Chicago Cougars might have just sealed themselves an actual playoff berth. Technically, this is the playoff berth. They're going to pull Garrett Cole between 4 1/3 or 2/3, and Jordan Montgomery will come in. Garrett Cole went 4 2/3 in the wild card game where he's supposed to be the ace. He's supposed to be the guy. When you have one game to save your season, who do you call? Oh, that's right off of Jordan Montgomery's body. Is he going to be okay? I don't know. That was right at his arm. He seems to be okay. But when you've got one game to save your season, who do you call on? They called on Garrett Cole, and he failed him. Shohei Ohtani, as of yet, has not failed us. He has looked dominant in this game. Absolutely dominant. We're either going to walk Juan Soto here, or we're going to strike him out, or he's going to foul away. Secret option C. Secret option C. He will field that to Austin Riley. The shift is in motion. Works to perfection. Soto goes down. And we've been able to contain Juan Soto. He's 0 for 3 now. Doing a really good job. And that is going to be a 98 on the gun fastball. Just stares right at it. The splitter. I don't think Jordan's going to have the speed to get there. Jordan! Oh! Just right on the outside edges. Almost had the speed. Jared Kelenic absolutely murders that curveball to deep center. Man, Jared Kelenic is an animal. I got to figure out a way to put him on our team. He is an absolute animal. It's a good thing we got that extra run from O'Neal Cruz, because it would be a closer game now. But it's back to a 3-run game instead of a 4-run game. And it seems like Jordan Montgomery is ready to go. He doesn't seem to be affected by that Sean Murphy hit, where it's sent right back into his throwing arm. That was pretty crazy. Maybe it would have been more of a factor if it wasn't the final out of the inning. Sometimes when a pitcher gets hit, but it's the final out of the inning, it doesn't really affect him that much. Maybe if it was the first out, it might have affected him. Or he just brushed it off. Maybe he's the Terminator. I don't know. 3-2 count to Pache, and he's able to sneak that through past the third baseman. I'm not going to send him to second. I probably could, but it's fine. I'm fine with the single. I'm fine with the single for Pache. Especially because we got Smooth Jazz up. Smooth Jazz. 2 singles. On the night, I just missed the 12-6. Just missed the 12-6. I could have done some real damage with that if I had better angle on that. If the PCI would have just been a little bit more up, that could have been a real bad pitch by Jordan Montgomery. And I missed it, the changeup with Bryce Harper. This time the PCI was there, but the timing wasn't there. Come on, Juice, figure it out, man. You're wasting valuable at-bats. Oh. We're supposed to be the home team, Ump. What was that? That was a BS call. That was a BS call. surprised I didn't get called a strike. With whoever's behind the plate tonight. That was really the only bad call of the night for him. But that was a blatant call. That was a clear ball that he missed. And it cost Bryce Harper an at-bat. Ooh. Is that going to get down? That might get... No, left fielder's coming around. Kelnick made the play. I thought maybe if the center fielder was going to try and make the play, it would have gotten down, but Kelnick made the break on it. Shohei is dealing today, and I wouldn't expect anything less from our starting ace, our number one. I'm so happy we made the trade for him, man. Just think about, like, if we would have had to go. We wouldn't even be in this position if we didn't make the trade for Ohtani. I firmly believe that. If we didn't make the... Oh, Harper! If we didn't make the trade for Bieber, Ohtani, and Bryce Harper, we would not be in this situation. We would not be playing the Yankees in this one-off playoff game. Who knows if we would even, like, made the playoffs. I don't think we would have. Wilson Contreras, 1 out, top 7. He's going to send that to right field. It's going to get down. That could very well be a run scored. Harper, get that in. They're not going to send him. He would have been out. They're not going to send him. All right, so Ohtani's getting a little bit tired, I know. This is where we have to make a decision. We bring in Jeffrey Springs. This is the decision we have to make. Ohtani's had a really good day. That's going to get 1 run scored. It'll be 5-3. They're not going to send him to third. Okay, it's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. Here comes Roderick Arias, the rookie. He has not fared well against Ohtani today, and he's got a 1-2 count against one of the best pitchers in the game. We'll go cutter down low. That cutter was up high. Ohtani. That cutter was supposed to be down in the zone, and he sailed it. Roderick Arias makes us pay, and Ohtani's day is done. Wow. I cannot believe that the rookie who was struggling the entire game gets 1 lucky swing that ties it up at 3. Ties it up at 5 is what I meant. What is going on? Jeffrey Springs doesn't choke like that. What? What is happening? Jeffrey Springs, are you okay? Are you playing for the other team? 3 back-to-back-to-back, no doubt home runs by the New York Yankees. What just happened? I am unbelievably stunned right now. Like, I don't even know what to say at this point. I don't have any words for what I just witnessed. What in the world was that? 3 straight, no doubt home runs for the New York Yankees to pull themselves not only tie, but 7-5, a 2-run lead now. They went from down 3 to up 2. How does this even happen? I am completely and utterly flabbergasted at what I've just witnessed in the 6th inning, or in the top of the 7th. I don't know what to say. You know what I've noticed, though? Double play. You know what I've noticed, though? That happens a lot to us, doesn't it? We get to our starters doing a great job of getting us to deep into games, but then our bullpen gets us into jams. Like, they cost us games, and they cost our starters wins. I've noticed that. That happened last game, too. That's why we had to go into, what was it? We went into overtime, didn't we? Or went into extra innings, not overtime, extra innings. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because Jordan had to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. I guess we didn't go into extras. They didn't call that a strike? I'm surprised. That was a strike on the other side of the plate. Maybe that's a makeup call. Unfortunately, we're out. I don't even know what to think. I am completely confused. I don't know if I can recover from that. I am shell-shocked. I am firmly shell-shocked after that 7th inning by the New York Yankees. They punched me in the mouth, and I was not ready for it. And it's going to pile on now. Jordan will field it, but it'll be a double. And the Yankees start with a leadoff double on the top of the 8th. Can of corn for Austin Riley. First out of the inning. We've got the bottom of the 8th and the bottom of the 9th to win this game and move on. We can't go down in the wild card, the 1-game playoff. We can't go down. We've got to at least make it to the ALDS. I want to get revenge against the Astros. I want to prove to everybody that we were the better team in the division, but we just kind of sold it at the end. 3-2. Wilson Contreras will get walked. Colton Wong has not been able to do anything all day. And he will continue to not do anything. And I just got lucky there by throwing that to second. Got very lucky. They pulled Jordan Montgomery, which may not be a good thing, because Jordan Montgomery, I was not hitting him. I was not hitting him very well. Michael King, what are you throwing there? That was weird. Ooh. That slider, I wanted it. I wanted it all. Thank you. This umpire is... He threw 4 straight sliders. The umpire was giving me that one. I appreciate that. I was not thinking that Michael King was going to throw 4 straight sliders against Alejandro Kirk. Is he only going to throw sliders? What are we doing here, Mike? You just going to exclusively throw sliders? Finally, he doesn't throw a slider. He threw a slurve. And that's 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. We cannot go into the bottom of the 9th with down 2. If Pache gets down here, we will start the 9th with the leadoff hitter, Jazz Chisholm. So we'll start at the top of the order. That's best case scenario, I guess, that we get to start with our best hitters. They're going to bring in their closer. I don't know who it is. And Pache will send that to center field. We've got 1 inning, 1/2 inning to save our season. That's barring any unforeseen more runs scored by the Yankees. I mean, this kid, Roger Arias, completely changed the game with 1 swing. That 2-run home run to tie things. The cutter from Ohtani that was supposed to be down in the zone, but it sailed into the middle. Unbelievable. I was praising Ohtani all day, saying he was the ace, saying he was the guy that we called on and he performed. And then in the biggest moment, he cost us the game, or at least he choked it and tied it. They tied it. Juan Soto also had a home run. He almost had another one. That's going to go into the foul territory. All right, Karinchak. 1 good pitch to get Soto out. Okay. Hit it into foul territory, please, Juan. I don't want to do these games with you. I don't want to do this dance with you. Please, Soto, just hit it into foul territory. Or fair territory. Somebody in play. Thank you. Jazz will make the run on it. And we've got 3 outs. We've had playoff, or not playoff, we've had late game magic in this season and in this series. It is a 2-1 count to Smooth Jazz. We've been known to walk games off. Can we do it one more time to keep our season alive? We've got 3 outs to score 3 runs and walk it off at home and win this game. Jazz, beat them out. 85 speed. Get there. Boom. Leadoff single. All right, Bryce. I'm getting locked in here. Come on, Bryce. Double play. Double play, Bryce. You can't have a double play in that situation, Bryce. That's a brutal, soul-crushing double play there. And we are down to our final out in the season. Our season comes down to Yordan Alvarez. Okay. I can't believe that I made that into a double play. I thought I hit that good enough to at least get into the air.
Left-hand hitter waits.
Yordan will survive. That'll sneak through the shift, and we've got a runner on base for Pete Alonso, who already has a 3-run home run in this game. So Pete Alonso's no stranger to hitting home runs in big spots with runners in scoring position, or at least on base. It is not over yet. Come on, Pete. It is 3-1. Austin Riley is the man on deck. Pete Alonso will end the season for the Chicago Cougars.
Sometimes I feel like the road team's got the advantage in a wild card game. Well, these guys came out, no distractions. They looked ready to go from the first pitch. They got the job done, and now they're moving on.
That's a brutal way to lose. That is an absolute brutal way to lose. 5 runs in the 7th inning is just unfathomable. That is a horrible way to end your season. One inning is all it took. At least our AAA and AA teams are doing well. Oh, it looks like the AA team didn't do well, but the AAA team's in the playoff or in the finals. They lost in the championship game. All right, so that's fitting. Man, I cannot believe that's how we lost. The Yankees lost 3-1 to the Astros. The Dodgers beat the Rockies 3-2. The Cubs beat the Phillies 3-2. And it's going to be Dodgers over the Cubs. And it's going to be Astros over the Blue Jays. So it's a Dodgers-Astros World Series. Shocker. 3-run Astros. Astros win the World Series over the Dodgers. 4-2 is the final. Makes me sick. Makes me absolutely sick that we lost the way that we lost, and the fact that our rivals in the division win the World Series. Back-to-back years they've won the World Series. Altuve was last year's MVP in the World Series. Now it's Alex Bregman. Juan Soto gets the most valuable player in the playoffs, or not in the playoffs. Michael Busch gets the most valuable player in the postseason. Makes me sick. Makes me absolutely sick. The way that we lost is bad enough, but the fact that the Astros went on to win the World Series when they should have been in the wild card spot and we should have had the bye with the ALDS. That's just such a bad way to lose. Such a bad way to lose. Such a bad way to end the season. But that gives us a lot of momentum and that gives us a lot of fuel for the fire for this offseason and for next season as a whole. So we've got one clear objective in mind. Win the division next season and absolutely crush the Houston Astros throughout any time we play them next year. And if we see them in the postseason again next year, sweep them. Do whatever we have to do. Punish them. Make sure that they do not ever want to play us again. Make sure that when they see us on the schedule, they get terrified. That's the goal for next season. So we've got to go into the offseason, have a clear plan of what we want to do, bring in some crazy talent to help this team even further, and just we've got to use this as fuel. We had a sucky way to lose. Our rival won the World Series in our division. So we've got our objective. Let's go out and do it next season. Man, I am just so angry that we lost that game, the way that we lost that game. It was looking so promising until that 7th inning. I still don't even know what happened. I'm going to, like, when I edit this back, I'm going to take a look at that 7th inning and figure out what I did wrong, because I feel like it just completely, I was in like a fever dream, or like, I don't know, I was like in a coma and I woke up and we were down. I don't know what happened. Like, it was the weirdest thing ever. So that's how the season ends. Our first playoff appearance as a franchise ends in soul-crushing disappointment. But there's always next season. That's baseball, baby. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. If you enjoyed, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Next episode is the off season, and we've got some moves to make. Hope you guys are excited. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.